Today we are going to talk about BYOD, which stands for Bring Your Own Device. This is a part of mobile learning. So mobile learning is a new way for students to learn content while using mobile devices. This allows students to learn whenever and wherever possible, as long as they have a smart device and internet connection. So there are a lot of benefits to using Bring Your Own Device in your district. So the first being that students utilize their own devices. So they don't need something that is the latest technology. It can just be anything that is a smart device and that connects to the internet. So most of the time students already have their own smartphone, so they can bring this to class to utilize to practice. Our next thing is engagement. So a lot of times in the classroom, finding things that are getting students engaged in the learning process can be difficult. Well, with using their own device, so their smartphone, we now can use online tools that are engaging and allow students to practice one-on-one with the website. Familiarity is a huge aspect of technology. So a lot of times when you implement a new technology into the classroom, there is a learning curve and it takes a while for the teacher to teach the students how to use the technology. So since students are using their own devices, they already know how to operate them, and this brings them a level of comfort when utilizing their own personal device to help them learn new content. You aren't teaching them two new things, you're only providing that new content to them on something they're already familiar with. The BYOD also allows students to be prepared for class. So a lot of times they may forget to bring their textbook or whatever other necessary materials you may require, but I bet you they're not going to forget that cell phone. All right, they use this on a daily basis outside of class, so now we're bringing something that they're familiar with and use every day and bring it into the classroom to help them become more engaged in that learning process. Digital citizenship is a huge part of 21st century learning. So being a good digital citizen is something that students need to know. They grew up with technology, and by using their own device in the classroom, this gives teachers an opportunity to teach them about being a good digital citizen, like what responsibilities they have when using the internet and the do's and the don'ts. And lastly, it is cost effective because the districts do not have to provide technology for every single student. Most students already have their own device. So looking at some statistics, 90% of students believe that mobile devices help them study more efficiently. There are 44% of districts that are currently using BYOD. 75% of students prefer mobile devices over your normal textbooks. And lastly, 82% of students own a smart device. So there are some disadvantages to BYOD. So the first one is the variety of devices. Being that students can bring their own device to school, there can be a variety of cell phones and things like that we may be implementing, and the application stores might be different. Another one is the large bandwidth that the district would need in order to have all of the devices connect and run smoothly. And last is the economic disadvantage for those students who might have an older cell phone or maybe not even have one at all. So that is it as far as BYOD. So the benefits, I believe, outweigh the disadvantages. BYOD is awesome to implement into the districts to keep students engaged in learning.